His name is Darien Brown, which also sounds foreign, but he's not. And also, he's not Brown, it's just his last name, so relax, everyone. Okay, calm down. Darien Brown, everyone!
Hey, how you guys going? You good? Yeah! Alright, excellent, thank you. Now, I should let you know that I have disability, I'm autistic, I have Asperger's syndrome, so sorry you have to hear my problems for the next 10 minutes. No, it's tough living with a disability because we face, autistic people face discrimination on a regular basis. I once had this guy come up to me after a show and just said, "Hey mate, I didn't know, I never knew disabled people were funny." To which I replied, "Some of us are in the Olympics." And are well equipped with technology. He didn't know what it meant. But it's nice being down here in Canberra because I'm from Sydney. Yeah, hold for applause. That's fine, keep it. No, it's nice to be down here in Canberra. It's very cold at the moment because, despite the fact that it's winter, back in Sydney it's hot as hell. During the day it's been quite hot, and that's why I actually prefer winter to summer because I'm a pale man. You can see that. And sorry. Oh, okay. So I'm a pale man, you can see that. So obviously, when you're this white, you can't do, don't let the light for you. When you're this white, you can't just go outside and sunbathe, because when you're this white, if you try and go outside and sunbathe, you'll burst into flames like a vampire. So I figured, what's a safe way I can get a tan? Because sunbathing's out of the question. So I thought, why not get a spray tan? That's safe, that's efficient. So I gave it some thought, and then I figured after a while, you know what, I've already got red hair. If I get a spray tan as well, I'll just look like an anorexic orangutan. But no, it's cool. I reckon it's cool. You guys are awesome. It's cool that I'm a comedian. I reckon it's one of the coolest jobs you could ever have, among other things. But I won't lie to you, I've had some crap jobs in the past. I've worked in fast food restaurants, I've waited tables. The last job I had, though, that I remember was being a checkout chick, working the cashier at my local Woolworths, which I don't do anymore since I had the operation. And what I hated... Oh, thank you, round of applause, well done you. And what I hated about that job is we're supposed to act like we care about what these people have to say or think, and we're supposed to pretend to be happy, even though it's pretty much just slave labor, to be honest with you. And so I know for a fact that whenever any customers would see me smiling, working the cash register, I know immediately they're thinking to themselves, "Oh, that guy clearly is having a good day, he must enjoy what he does." Trust me, you could not be more wrong. Because in my mind, I am grabbing you by the collar of your shirt, pulling you in real close going, "Help me!" But I do, apart from doing comedy, I do have a day job as well. I work at the cinemas, actually. And what I can't stand about, working in general is when yeah, don't get ahead of me. What I can't stand about working in general is how, not so much that I have to work, but the fact that people like to complain to me about how they claim to have a tougher time with their own job. Because they'll often say things to me like, "Yeah, you don't know what it's like being me. I've got a strict boss." I'm like, big deal. I work miserable hours and receive low pay. And they're like, "No, you don't understand. Last week we got a threatening complaint as well as a letter from a family." I'm like, "I had to scoop up the little boy's vomit." Have you ever seen chocolate and popcorn mixed together? Yeah, think about that and try to sleep tonight. But no, it's great being a comedian. I would love to be one of those comedians though that travels more frequently. But here's the thing. I hate going on long trips. I'm not even going to build a setup to it, I'm just going to say it. I hate going on long trips. Whether it's in a plane or in a car, but I especially hate long train trips. And here's the reason being, unless I have my iPod, my laptop, or a good book to read, I'll be bored out of my fucking mind. and just be staring out the window for the next few hours, you know, just trying to find something to keep me entertained. For the next few hours, I'll just be doing this. Track, 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 track. And my folks will get annoyed with me and be like, Darien, focus on something else. Okay, fine. Tree, 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 tree. Oh, trust me, it doesn't stop there, because then I'm like, bogan, 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 bogan. But it doesn't, like, not liking going on long trips, it doesn't change my whole perspective on travel, because I would like to, as I said, I would like to do it more often and go overseas. Because the last time I was out of the country, I went to New Zealand when I was 16. Anyone here been to New Zealand? Look at that, like, yes, but we came back. Ooh. Ooh, hello there. Say whatever you like, I don't care. But yeah, I went to New Zealand when I was about 16, and honestly, New Zealand, wonderful country, beautiful people. And I actually discovered something about New Zealand that they don't tell you in travel guides or anything like that. And here's what I discovered. New Zealand is considered the only country in the world that inhabits rogue seagulls. And by that, I mean birds that actually chase you. And here's how I came across this discovery. I was just in Christchurch, it was a nice sunny day, and I just got a bowl of hot chips in my hand. And so I'm just walking around, and I'm in Christchurch, I'm just looking at stuff. Christchurch, it's the Times Square of New Zealand, pretty much. So yeah, after a while, a seagull starts walking alongside me. Now, I'm a kind and generous person, especially when it comes to certain members of the animal kingdom. So I get one of my chips, I give it to the seagull, thinking it's got its chip, it's satisfied, it'll go away. After a while, two more started to show up, and they were also walking alongside me, along with the first one. So at this point, I'm starting to get a little bit tense, a little bit nervous, because after a while, 3 seagulls became 5, then 5 became 8, until eventually I just ran, whilst altogether 12 seagulls in total were flying after me. Honestly, it was the most horrifying experience ever. It was like proper Alfred Hitchcock-style birds. And it kind of reminded me of that scene from The Wizard of Oz, you know, the flying monkeys just... That's a seagull, by the way, just in case you were wondering. So word of advice, if anyone is planning on going to New Zealand, stay away from the beach. You're welcome. But here's the thing, here's the deal though. I'm in my 20s at the moment, and I still live with my parents, which is quite sad. Oh, yeah, you feel my pain, thank you. No, it's like, I live with my parents at the moment. I not only live with them, but I also have sisters. And my older sister likes to brag to people about how good she looks. Like, because she considers herself to be the beauty of the family. Like, she likes, as soon as she gets up in the morning, she likes to jump, and as soon as she's dressed, she'll just start posing in front of the mirror. And then just be like, man, I look good. Yeah, I wear the right clothes, I wear the right makeup, I do my hair the way I like it, and I eat right. And then she does that thing a lot of fit people do to show you how fit they are by grabbing her stomach. She'll be like, look at that, look at that, look at that. Not one stretch mark in sight on this body. Not one. And my younger sister, who's just having breakfast at the time, you know, just minding her own business, she overhears this in the distance. And she just very innocently says, I don't have any stretch marks either. Folks, my sister, my older sister, said what I believe today to be one of the harshest put-downs in all of human history, because what she had said was, yeah, you don't have any stretch marks because you're still fat. Honestly, how horrible does that sound? Now, my job as the brother is that I have to, like, if anybody's upset, whether it's a family member or a friend, I have to go console them, like, offer some friendly words of wisdom and advice, you know, make them feel better, readdress the balance. So I'm just like, oh, forget about her. It doesn't matter what's on the outside. It's beauty on the inside that makes a person. So just relax, take a deep breath, and keep your chins up. I'll admit I'm not for everyone. Oh, it's crazy, man. I love hanging out. I love hanging out with my dad whenever I get the chance as well, because he and I don't get to spend that much time together. And whenever we do hang out, though, it's beautiful. You know, it's a cool thing. And at the end of the day, my dad will always sit me down. He'll give me one of those real serious talks. He'll just be like, "Son, you know, you're a young, good-looking guy. You're smart, you're successful, you've got a good, steady-paying job." And without even continuing to mention, like, the good qualities, traits, or credentials about me, he'll just throw the question right out there. "When are you going to bring a girl home with you?" I'm like, "I don't know, Dad. Maybe when you start wearing some clothes around the house." Now, I don't want you to get the wrong impression of my dad when I tell that joke. He's not some big lumbering oaf. He's actually a very funny man. In fact, he's a very witty man also, because ever since I was a child, he's always made me laugh with his jokes and stories. I'm actually about to tell you one of his stories, and it always made me laugh. Because my dad, here's the thing, my dad's trying to lose weight at the moment, and he's been trying to for some time now. And so he's been doing this new diet trend called a winter-long diet. Now, for those who don't know, a winter-long diet is where you can't have any sweets or full-fattening foods. And if you ever do feel hungry, you have to have 1 to 2 nuggets out of a bag of dog food. I know, it sounds disgusting, doesn't it? It's quite a dangerous diet to go on as well. So the other day, my dad was at the shops, and he was telling all the other customers the story of how he ended up in hospital a week after starting the diet. And like, as he's telling the story, like the checkout lady scanning the groceries, she just has this look of empathy on her face, like she's about ready to switch in. Oh, the Tonight Show, brought to you by Telstra. Yeah, she had this look of empathy on her face, like she's about to get ready to start crying. And as soon as my dad had finished the story, she's just like this, "Oh my God! Was it the poisoning from the dog food that put you in the hospital?" And without missing a beat, my dad just went, "No, what put me in the hospital was I stepped off the curb to sniff a Dalmatian's bum and I got hit by a car." Folks, you should have been there. The elderly man that was lined up behind my dad was having a heart attack from laughing so hard. It was hilarious, it was funny. So now my dad's no longer allowed in Woolworths. Hello. Okay. So yeah, before I started doing comedy, I actually used to be a student. Any other students in the room? Wow, tickets are clearly not expensive enough. And to think you were the only one who applauded. No, but it was cool, like being in high school and that, and like having a disability, like in high school, it didn't affect me all that much. Like I was put into a special needs class. Yeah, that's. Don't sympathize. Like honestly, a friend once told me, "Darien, if you're looking for sympathy, it's in the dictionary between shit and syphilis." There's one to tell at work tomorrow. No, but it was good being in school and like just being amongst that atmosphere of kids, you know, like there were many kids that were just happy and buoyant and optimistic and knew exactly what they wanted to do with their lives. But there were also a number of kids that were just angry, depressed, pissed off, and their bodies just filling up with nothing but raw hate and negativity. And I know this for a fact, because I've had one of those negative students just come up to me out of nowhere and just go, "I hate my whole life." I'm like, "Why?" "Because I'm ugly and unattractive." I'm like, "Well, yeah." But you gotta go to school, because you gotta know certain things nowadays, don't you? Like, I went to school, I came out knowing certain things I didn't even know. For example, did you know that fast food isn't hitting a kangaroo at 110 k's an hour? Did you know that dolphins are just gay sharks? Did you know that cauliflower is just scared broccoli? But ever since I could remember, I've always wanted to do like stand-up comedy as a career choice. Like I even told my friends that, like, "Oh, when I finish school, I'm going to do stand-up comedy." They're like, "Oh wow, that's really cool." I'm paraphrasing what they said, by the way. What they actually said was, "Oh wow, you tell the worst jokes ever." Yeah, that hurt. No, but it was great. Everything was going fine. Everything was going great until, what I recall, the darkest day of my scholastic career had arrived. The day I went to the principal's office. Yeah, there's some good news. So here I am in the principal's office, and the principal's like, listen, Darien, I'm worried about you. I mean, your grades are failing, you've got no ambitions, you've got no career goals, or so you thought. So what are you going to do with yourself? You're just going to lay on the couch, play video games and socialise on Facebook for the rest of your life? Yeah, fuck you. So in my first thought, thinking, how does he know I have a couch? But then it took me a few minutes to realise what was actually happening. My principal was giving me a serious ultimatum because he doesn't want me to. He wants me to get my life on track and get my shit together, basically. And clearly, I must have been one of the dumbest students he ever had that day, because my response to all that was, "Why is that an option?" But I watch a lot of TV when I'm not busy doing comedy, and like TV is real different nowadays because there's all those American reality shows on TV. They just bore me to tears because there is one show. Sorry, let me rephrase that. There are 5 shows I cannot stand on TV at the moment. Like 5 American reality shows. They are Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Living with the Kardashians, The Kardashian Wedding, The Kardashian Divorce, and The Kardashians Uncut, which just stars the son of the family. Because first of all, what does Kim Kardashian even do, for a living? Apart from making 2 sex tapes, having a perfume line, a clothing line, a shoe line, and being one of the only women in America to have nearly as much plastic surgery as Michael Jackson, what does she do for a living? I'll tell you, nothing! And the reason why I can't stand the family as a whole is not because they're famous, rich, or extremely popular. That's obvious. But it's because every family I've known, whether it be on TV or in real life, every family I've known have always got that one attention seeker. And because it's the Kardashians, let's call her Kourtney. Kourtney Kardashian is without further doubt the single biggest attention seeker in the entire show. And if you don't believe me, next time you're at home, and if any of you are Foxtel, I'm hoping you do, and you're at home, and if you have Foxtel, watch every episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians and pay very close attention to Kourtney, because I can guarantee you in every episode she's always complaining about her husband Scott. Scott's so irresponsible. He's always going out drinking at parties and leaves me at home with the baby. I'm the most annoying woman on the entire planet. Now, not every comedy show has to have a moral or a meaning or a message, but if mine did, it would probably be along the lines of, for the love of God, get a fucking divorce! That would actually be great if Kourtney gets divorced, because if she gets divorced, they can start on the 6th installment of the show, The Lonely Kardashian. Yeah, technology is changing so much nowadays, because teenagers have gotten into this habit, along with all of us, everybody's getting sucked into this digital vortex of social media, reality TV, technology and whatnot. And I hate the fact how kids have gotten into the habit of snatching up new stuff when it comes out, rather than getting to grips with the old stuff. And it's dumbing down today's youth. You can agree with me on that. It's dumbing down today's youth. And I can say that since every teenager out there owns a product called the smartphone. See, the people who laughed at that clearly detected the irony in that joke, whereas the rest of you just what? I own a smartphone. What's he on about? Or otherwise, the ones that are really not paying attention just doing this. Yeah, this guy is so stupid. Hello. Hey, here's a picture of my foot. Yeah, I'm not implying all teenagers are like that. No, it's great though. Here's an interesting fact though. Does anybody know who Mark Zuckerberg is? Yeah. All right. For those who don't know, Mark Zuckerberg is the creator as well as the inventor of Facebook, which, by the way, isn't me. Yeah, I know we're often mistaken for one another. We got the same sort of hair and geeky veneer happening. But just to clarify, I didn't invent or create Facebook. I merely just designed the logo. But yeah, since Mark Zuckerberg first came up with the idea, and since it took off and became successful, he is now worth over $1 billion. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if you have a good idea and you market, or like if you work on it hard enough and it markets well, takes off, becomes successful, you can make yourself a lot of money. That actually helped me. I've been working on a website idea of my own. Do you guys want to hear it? Yes. You seem so interested, but okay. All right, here's my website idea. I believe that my website will completely revolutionize the way we use the internet, because my website combines the qualities and features of YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, and it's going to be called You Twitface. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Believers, thank you. And I just want to leave you with one final thing, just before I head off. I come from a pretty small family. Like, my mom has 3 kids on her side of the family. And the most common question when you're in a family like that that's asked is, who's the favorite? So one day I asked my mom this. I'm like, hey Mom, I don't mean to bother you about this, but out of all of us kids, who do you consider to be the favorite? And I swear to God, no word of a lie, she just looks me dead in the eye and says, I don't have any favorites, Darien. I love you all equally, just not at the same time. Well guys, Canberra, you guys have been excellent. Thank you for making me feel welcome. Have a good night. Thank you.